What's happening, Magnus? I just wanted to talk about this. I was taking one of my walks today where this popped into my head, and a few of you have actually asked me to speak on it, so let's talk about it. Now, when you talk about the title of this video, it's one area amongst several that have been in question for a little bit now. But my question is, where do you draw the line when you're talking about this? Okay? Now, I personally would start drawing the line at offensive things. Because before I get to whether trans actors should play trans characters, I want to talk about everything under this umbrella of certain people playing certain people. Now, many moons ago, Hollywood would whitewash a lot of things, okay? So you had white people playing Egyptians and Asians and Indians, and like without even painting their faces. Okay? But then you would have stuff like blackface, okay? Where clearly this is a white man or woman or whatever in black paint and white makeup to make you look like you got big lips and all this other crazy caricature, racist, stuff that was mean to make fun of and demean people and all this other stuff. And then you also start to notice that in Hollywood, people are now playing like they're natives with red face, if you will, or light brown face. You'll see that they'll wear the yellow makeup to make themselves look more Asian. With Asian people, they'll buck their teeth. They'll wear toothpiece to make it look like their teeth are bucking out. They'll squint their eyes. All this other stuff that's very shameful, okay? I definitely believe the line should be drawn there, okay? I do believe that if the part calls for a black man, you should cast a black man. If it calls for a white man, you should cast a white man. If it calls for an Asian man, and so forth, and so on, okay? Now, when you talk about voice actors, to me, it is my personal opinion that if you can voice the part, you got the role. That's just me. You do not see the person. So for me, it's fine. And I bring this up only because of the whole Cleveland Brown thing. Funny thing was, I never knew that he wasn't black. I just always assumed he was black, and when I found out he was white, I was like, oh. But I was fine with it. It didn't bother me that he was not voiced by a black man. I just don't think that matters. Not to me, at least. Now, when we get to trans actors playing trans characters, let me say that when we talk about acting, whether it's you're a voice actor or you're an actor, what we do is pretend. And based on how well we pretend, we get an Oscar sometimes. We are not playing something that we really are. And that's why I always say, where do we draw the line? Okay? Like, say I was cast as Black Panther. Okay. I actually do a pretty good Black Panther accent. But then people, are they going to get angry because I'm an African American and I wasn't born in Africa? Where do you draw the line? Right? So when I think about the whole trans playing trans, if you're going to do it that way, I actually wouldn't have a problem with that. However, in the past, gay actors and lesbian actors have been playing straight characters for years. Now, just because something has always been done, does that make it right? No. No. But if we're going to go that way, and that includes voice actors and everything else kind of actor, then we don't need to deviate and we need to stay on the straight and narrow with it. So from now on, only white actors can voice white characters and play white characters. The same thing with black people, white people, Asian people. And then when we want to dive into sexuality and we want to dive into gender, you better stay the straight and narrow on that. Don't deviate. From now on, all gay actors must play gay characters. All straight actors must play straight characters. Now people will make jokes. Oh, what if you're playing an alien? Oh, we're gonna get a real alien. Like, I know, like people have been making all these types of jokes and memes because people are frustrated and they're just like, they feel it's silly. They're like, how far is this going to go? Now for me, I'm an actor and I've seen the write-ups for actors. When you're looking at the description of an actor and you want to cast somebody and you're like, okay, we need this, we need that, and we need this in the character. You know what I mean? We 6-foot-ish, black male, muscular build, this and that. Here's my thing. As long as you pass the criteria, me personally, I'm okay with you playing the part. So for example, if you're a trans woman, and there is no second guessing that you're a trans woman. Like the trans woman that threw that fit in GameStop. You could clearly tell that she was still in the middle of her transition. Okay? If you need a white woman to play a role, you are not going to pick her because she's in the middle of transition and no one's going to believe it. Acting is pretending. And depending on how well you are at pretending, people are going to believe it or not believe it, and a lot of it starts with your look. Correct? So, further along, maybe she could play a woman in a movie if she was being cast as a straight woman. But if they're like, we are looking for, I have the kettle call for all trans white women. Okay, perfect. Because then they're not really specifically narrowing down what they need their character to look like and be like. You get what I'm saying? And that goes opposite too. Okay, so if you want a straight white woman to play a trans character, you may, depending on what you're looking for in your movie, because there's some trans women that literally, it's like you can't tell. Okay? But there's some trans women you can tell that they're in transition. So it depends on what you're looking for. Now, there are some straight women out there that have certain features in their face or body that could be considered, I wonder if she's trans or not. Maybe she works out heavy, she's got a lot of muscle or something like that. it's a lot of factors that depends on, but you see what I'm saying. Depending on what the director is looking for, a straight woman could play a trans woman. Make sure I don't mix up none of this jargon here, because I'm new to a lot of it. But being on YouTube, I get it in the face. Take it in the face! I get in the face all the time. These topics are all over the videos and all over the news and media and movies. And but a lot of you want to know my thoughts on this, and I'm just thinking, okay? It's my personal view that as long as you fit the role, hey, if your acting chops are on par, we're good. I draw the line at, we're looking for a black male, and an Asian man walks in. Well, we're looking for African American male. Looking for African American male. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, like let's fit. Let's mark all the spots, fill all the criteria, and then we go from there. You know what I'm saying? Like, if a woman, they're saying we need a black man, and a black woman walks in and they do not know that she's a black woman, like she has male features like that, okay, if you were able to fool me, you know what I mean? I personally really wouldn't have a problem with it. You know what I mean? I'm like, what do you mean? That was a woman that played him? Are you serious? No way! How? That's a woman! Voice and all! Oh my God! I really don't, but I went to the extreme there. But I'm just trying to say, as long as you fit the role, why not give the person the role? You know what I mean? We're gone from the days of blackface and yellowface and redface and whatever other type of face. You don't just have all white actors playing every race out there. It's not like that anymore. We have plenty of actors to play the roles that you need them to play. And I understand that the whole thought of it is that, when you're looking for acting, majority of the time they're looking for a certain amount of realism. And it's like, okay, well, if this movie is about a trans woman or trans man, you feel as though a trans woman or a trans man deserves a role because, first of all, a trans woman or trans man knows exactly what it's like to be a trans woman or a trans man. I get that. I get what you're saying. Okay? But I think it depends on how deeply the character is to be portrayed in certain ways. Just like with other ones. How far do you go? You know what I mean? We have actors that play killers. Okay? Did they really have to kill somebody in their life to play the killer? Okay? If this person put out a performance that totally made you believe it, okay then. We just had this Joker movie. I don't think he's killed anybody. You know what I mean? I don't think Joaquin is a killer. But man, he made me feel as though he was truly disturbed and he had killed some people in that movie. You know what I mean? It's all about the acting chops. I don't know, y'all. Let me know what you think. Maybe I missed some points or whatever, but that's where I stand. No more rainbow face. That means all colors, black, yellow, red, brown. No more of that. Okay. After that, okay. If we need a woman, okay, we need a woman. If we need a man, we need a man. If we need them this race, we need them this race. If we, you know what I mean? I think it's been fine, to tell you the truth. But, like I said, when I look at the whole sexuality thing, gay guys have been playing straight men for a long time. And you always find out years later, what, he was gay? Yeah, oh wow, you know what I mean? He was believable. You can make it believe. I don't know. Tell me what you think.